Hello everybody. We are back with yet another unboxing. I would just like to say, very sorry for the wait. I have been very busy with school and have lacked motivation and video ideas. So when I ordered these cubes, I thought it would be a perfect idea to record it and get a new video out for you guys. With that being said, let's start with the YuXin Little Magic Pryaminx. I cannot say for certain what happened to this box, but we will open it from the bottom because it is already ripped. What is that for? Anyways, here it is. Don't need this. Jeez. Here is the YuXin Little Magic. There is literally nothing else in the box. It just comes with a cube, a pan flip, and whatever this is. With that being said, let's get some first turns in. Very sandy. It's very dry. I can definitely say that. The only reason why I am not maining the Weilong anymore is because it is so unstable. It's too fast, I guess you could say. Or maybe it's just the way I have set it up. But I can definitely say that this cube is way more sturdy and stable than the other one. I can easily, it might just be my turning style as well, but I can definitely do finger tricks a lot easier on this cube than the Weilong, because the Weilong, it would overturn and I'd be stuck in a pause for like 2 seconds and waste a bunch of time. So that's really the main reason why I got this cube. All I can really say is that it is very stable. I would have to set this up first, which I will set it up and I'll tell you how I set up each of these cubes and do example solves after the video's over. But all I can say here, just opening it for the first time, is that it's very dry, stable, quite heavy, if to say the least. It's a lot heavier of a Pryaminx, and I don't know why, but really that's all I can say. I have no experience with any YuXin Pryaminxes or YuXin puzzles in general, so I can't really go from experience. This is literally my first time having a YuXin puzzle. The tips are very snappy, but they're like they would hold their place. They definitely have really strong magnets on the tips, which I do like because the Weilong had really light tip magnets, and that screwed me out of so many +2s for tips, or just inconveniences after I move a tip and then I unsolve the tip while doing other moves. So that would definitely help with these being very strong, but they're also very springy because I can hear the springs every single time I turn it. So I might need to add some core lube or just some lube to the springs just so that it's not very loud, so I can get rid of that spring noise. But other than that, it's a pretty reliable cube, I can say. It'll definitely be my main because it's way more stable. But that's all I have to say for this cube, and we're gonna move on to the 3x3. The next one and the final one is the Moyu V11. So, a funny thing with this line of Weilongs, I got the RS3 and V5 in one of my previous unboxings. since I did not main that cube afterwards, or I did main it, but then I switched back to other cubes, what's very funny is that after a while, I thought that the RS3 and V5 was the V10. And I actually looked it up, and that is the V5 that I've had the whole entire time, not the V10. I've never actually owned the V10. Got a nice card. I don't know who that is. And here's the cube. We're gonna look at the accessory box first. And this is also my first ever like actual keeping up with like new cubes, because this just got released like last month. So this is probably the earliest I've actually gotten like a Moyu cube this early. I never usually do that. I don't know who this is either. So pan flip, don't need that, and another pan flip to describe what we're doing here. I'll definitely need this because I don't know how this works. But all that to the side, we have the cube here. Let's take this cap off, if that's how it works. There we go. Very light. Feels just like... Am I putting it the wrong way? I sure am. It feels just like how I expected it to. I cannot put this on for the life of me. Holy cow. There we go. I could not put that on. Okay. This feels very nice. The UV, I always love UV coating. And it looks premium. It looks very nice. So let's start off with some first turns. That is exactly what I was hoping for this cube. Light, airy, fast. It is a little bit uncontrollable currently, but I can always tighten them up. And I don't know, these aren't adjustable magnets, no. So I can always adjust the tensioning. I can always do that, so it's not a huge problem that is uncontrollable right now. But this is amazing, if I'm gonna be honest. It is a very good successor from the V9, which if any of you knew, I loved. It was my main cube for the longest time until I chipped it, one of the corner pieces, at a competition. So I can't even use the cube in competitions anymore. But this is definitely something that is similar to it in a lot of ways, and is very, very good cube. I don't know, I could use it for one-handed as well. I've been looking for a one-handed cube. I don't know which one of my cubes I'll pick, because usually I just go with one of my 3x3s, but I don't know how much I could do that anymore. Anyways, this cube is, it starts off uncontrollable, but with a little bit of tensioning, it'll definitely be more stable. Very fast. The magnets are like the perfect strength. So I love the magnets. I love just the piece, like the colors. I love the UV coating. It is definitely loose, even for me. So I would definitely have to tighten this. But again, I'll tell you everything either in the description, or I will tell you how I set up each of these cubes while I do my example solve as a voiceover. But either way, I will tell you how I set up both of these cubes, whether I look up a video or I do it myself. But I don't know. We'll see which settings work best for me. But all I can say is that this is definitely a very high-end cube. I mean, I got this for 50 bucks. So, I mean, it's less expensive than the Super Weilong. That is insanely overpriced, if I'm gonna be honest. And I bet this cube is either the same or if not better than the Super Weilong, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't have the Super Weilong, but for $50 from $82 being the Super Weilong, I'd have to say just get the V11. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, it's very good. It's very, okay, it's got that nice sandy feel as well on most Moyu cubes. I don't know if it's lubed at all. I don't think it is, but it could be. But that's all I can say for this. This is the Weilong V11. It's the magnet, the 20 magnet core, UV, maglev, everything. It's the fully maxed out one. And this is the YuXin Pryaminx. We will set both of these up, and I will catch you guys back with example solves from both cubes with how I set them up. See you then. We'll start with the Weilong V11. I have set it to level 5 for the tension and level 6 for the elasticity. I lubed it with Angstrom Dignitas and Lunar from Speedcube Shop. This gives the cube a nice mix between fast but controllable feel, which is pretty much right where I need it to be for me. This average I got was a very nice sub 10 average, my first ever average on this cube, which was shocking to say the least, with a very nice sub 9 single, which let all 3 of the other 9s count towards the average. I love the feel of this cube, and if I had to be honest, it will definitely be a main for quite some time. The YuXin Little Magic Pryaminx was definitely not the best out of the box, but after using Steven's tutorial from the cubicle to set it up, it became very smooth, very controllable, and very stable. These were 5 of the best times I got out of this practice session, and this cube will undoubtedly also be my main for a long, long time.